Hey guys, just want to make a quick little video about hand care because that's where the rubber meets the road in CrossFit. Most of the stuff we're doing gymnastics wise, barbell wise, you're going to be building up a lot of calluses on your hands, and we don't want those things to tear. So we want to knock them down. We don't want to let them get too big because they're going to catch on stuff, they're going to rip, they're going to tear. So I got this brand new little tool that I think is outstanding. I used to do pumice stone in the shower. So after taking my shower, I grab the pumice stone, knock my calluses down with that. This thing I can do anytime. I don't have to use a shower to do it. And it's got like a cheese grater type face on it. I just rub that on my calluses, and that knocks them down. It works really, really good. I've actually had times where my calluses are so aggravated that it'll actually wake me up in the middle of the night. They just start to ache. So this really helps knock those calluses down and then moisturize them. So use something like an udder balm, something that's kind of waxy, yellow, that really soaks into the calluses and works really well. Another thing that we want to think about is preventing tears. So if you're feeling like the calluses are seeming to be a little ready to rip, you can usually tell if your hands are a little sore. They may be getting to the point where the skin's a little fatigued. You don't want them to tear, but you still want to train. I recommend getting some of this fabric tape, just athletic tape, and strip off a piece that's twice as long as the length of your palm, a little longer than the length of your palm. Fold it in half. So that's going to be the length that I'm going to use, and that's going to cover my hand. So say I've got a callus right here around my middle finger that I want to protect. I'm going to punch a hole in the middle of this tape. So I'm right in the middle of the tape. I'm punching a hole in that piece of the tape. Try to do it without cutting my hand. I'm going to open up that hole so I can stick my finger through that hole. So I'll show you what that looks like. So I make the hole just big enough that my finger can slip through there. So I'm just going to weave my finger through the hole, pull that down so it's snug against my hand, and then I'm going to tape this to my arm. So what I like to do is actually fold my wrist back to get this section attached, fold my wrist forward and get the back attached. So that gives me full range of motion, and then I take a loop of tape around the wrist to hold that in place. So you want to do this before you start training. You don't want to do it when you're sweaty. You want to be nice and dry so it makes really good contact to your skin. So plan ahead, get yourself some of this fabric tape. It works really good. If you're going to wrap any tape around your wrist, I want you to spread your fingers out as wide as you can. That way you can wrap fairly tight and still have circulation in your hand. Alright? So now I've got a piece of tape covering, say I had an injury here. It's going to cover that injury and I'm good to go. If you've got a tear and you still want to train, this is another way. Cover that tear up with that tape and you can still train as much as you want. So just a little video. Take care of your calluses, knock them down, and then if you need to, tape your hands whenever, if you're feeling like you're going to rip, or if they've already ripped and you still want to train, wrap those hands up. That way you can still train. So put that in your arsenal of little knowledge tidbits and get yourself some tape, get yourself a little cheese grater. It's not really a cheese grater, but it sure looks like it. It's just something to knock your calluses down. So talk to you later.